Hey guys, here we are this morning. CoPilot took a nice short right off the bat. Here it is, taking the long.
Stub filled.
Get that up here.
Stub filled.
Right. Still got two there.
Order filled.
Switched over to the short. I was going to try to break that even. Let's break it even. Okay. I still got to clean that order off of the chart and had time to do it. I'll try to get to it this afternoon. I wanted to break that even because we're coming up on the brackets right there on the support area. That little red dotted line right there. It's important to me. That's why I was trying to break that even as soon as possible there. The way the system's set up with these unfinished auctions and delta divergences, it pretty much, most of the time, once we pass one of my
order filled,
it'll typically either reverse my trade like it did here, or it will get me in after the trade. Now that one
order filled,
but does happen time to time. But so I do like that. We're in some chop right here. I may turn the system off for a little bit. I'm looking at my Ichimoku chart over here. We're looking a little choppy until we get below that Tinkinson right there. Start holding below that Tinkinson. It could be noisy. And
order filled.
So I made with it running like here. It's come back down. Get a little chop. I'll pull the majority of that up.
Stub filled.
Because it is choppy. Look at the low B4. Basically moving in a sideways manner around the zero line in that area. You know, not trending. So guys, use a little caution here. Again, this isn't trading advice. This is for educational purposes only.
Stub filled.
We're at the session low right there, that little cyan signal that you see right there, the cyan line that you see right there. That's our session low. Let's see what we got. We got our footprint candles we're looking at here. My algo gave me a sell signal.
Order filled. Stub filled. Order filled.
This guys, we still haven't just closed below this Tinkinson yet, but you know the Chico's still below the candles. The cloud is turned down. The Kumo is turned down. I'm looking for mainly bearish setups. this still isn't trending great, so I'm having to break even as soon as I can. In some instances here, as it's going, I decided to go ahead and let it run here. I'll break that even,
Stop filled.
get out of it. It'll get me back in. I'm not worried about missing out here. Yeah, we had some heavy hands put some orders in, but we're right here on support. If it breaks down below the support area, like I said, I love our order flow system that we have here. I love these two signals that we have set up. It works very well for me. Like I said, if we do break below here, I do expect it to give me another signal to get me in, so I'm not concerned about that. Does it happen like right away every time? No, not necessarily, but whenever the right participants start
Order filled.
throwing money in, then CoPilot Pro will make a decision.
Order filled.
It came down right to my virgin point of control and couldn't break that. Then we have our mean line here. There's another line here that we have automatically laid out for you. Again, looking here, looking at my chart, bears basically what I'm getting from my profiles here. Still bearish Ichimoku, even though we're going through this bullish phase here. We're going to move this up a little bit because I'm at S1. That's a major level there for me. I forgot I got my alerts turned on here. I'm building our show you indicator here.
Order filled.
And I put alerts, alarms inside of it. It was our Kijun flat. If you know Ichimoku, when you have a flat Kijun, price usually stops out and returns back to the Kijun. It's now coming to a possible Kumo bounce here. So if we get back below this Tenkan-sen, that's a average move. We're gonna see what it's gonna do here, and this may chop me up right here. A little tough decision here, whether it's going to Kumo bounce or whether I think it's going to Kumo. I think it's going to go against me. So what I can do is come in below here.
Order submitted.
Put a set. I'm gonna wait. I might take this away.
Order canceled.
Let me break it. Okay.
Stop filled.
Too early. We got up right there at the VWAP. I guess that was okay to break even there. That blue line right there is our VWAP. So that's why it's acting like so. That VWAP's right there at the Kijun. Okay, and that's one of my targets too from my Ichimoku price target.
Order filled.
All right, so we're breaking above this. Next area of interest is up here at 68.82. So it's going to break above that. Well, I'm going to let it have room. I'll go ahead and break it even now. Okay, that fell in line with my ATM strategy. Now, I could let my ATM strategy automate these. What about my tighten that one up?
Stop filled.
I wanted to take profit on that.
Stop filled.
Okay.
Order filled.
All right, guys, I'm going to manage risk here. I don't want that to take me no more than, $500. Leave me something in the pot here for $300, whatever. I must come here behind that point of control and guard right there. That's where big money dropped. Some sales right there. I'll risk that. This looks good. Setting up for a short. If it's going to take a short, we'll get another opportunity here. So, the thing about it is that it's not extended. This could be a continuation. When you got a squeeze and it's at the zero line or close to the zero line, it could be a continuation, or it could still be a reversal. So it's a little undecided here. It's better when those squeezes are like at the extreme top, like at a 3 or down below. Those are, pretty definite. But whenever they squeeze here close to the zero line, it can be a continuation.
Order filled.
Bullish move. And got a delta divergence there. A lot of people were thinking that a continuation to the bulls here. So they put some orders in there. So I'm going to guard that. It was right. Where do we expect that to go? Got a lot of volume building right here, slowing down right there. So I'm locked in, I'm good.
Stop filled.
When these things start stacking up on top of each other, a lot of times it slows down. It did slow down. It built up some volume here. Possibly going to get another continuation here. I was about to put a buy chart. I was going to put a resting order right here. Didn't get time to do it.
Order submitted.
No, I don't want to.
Order canceled.
Didn't have time to do it. These start overlapping one another. Price slows down. Price is slowing down. We're getting to some major resistance here, so I want to be careful with this. I do let it automate and enter the trades, but I manage my risk. I don't like this one. So I'm going to kind of hover it right here. I'm going to drop it behind the Tinkinson right here.
Stop. Order filled.
That's what I was expecting. I was expecting that to be over. This looks okay. Close to the zero line, it may be a continuation. Not the opportune. It was better to get in right there below the go short. Alright, got some room in it. We'll guard it with a little meat on the bone. Alright, it's working. Now we're at support again. This is VWAP. And that's the edge of our cloud.
Stop filled. Stop filled. Order filled. Stop filled. Order filled.
Okay. It's easier to pass through the cloud where it's thin. Am I going to have enough room to do that? It's easier to pass through the cloud in thin areas than it is thicker. So this could pass through and come on up to the blue line here, or the red line. The red line is 68, 90, 75, 90, 75. Yep. right there to our bracket here. So I'm paying attention to it.
Stop. Order filled.
So what I like to do with the order flow is I like to look at what I've got going on here, let it automatically enter the trades, and then manage the risk, because I know that I have significant edge with my two signals here. Just those two signals right there, I've found that I do have significant edge with those.
Stop filled.
So I kind of approach this from the backside, let that edge work, then manage risk after execution. So it's a little opposite. You're always supposed to assess your risk, but I've assessed my risk with
Stop filled.
knowing that I have edge with these signals. Then I manage my risk from the backside. If I want to keep a little bit, I'll see what's going on. I don't like the trade. I'll come in and hone in on that stop loss.
Order filled.
It's a little different technique than most of you will be familiar with. Maybe even a little unorthodox. Now that's a support area here.
Stop filled. Stop filled.
I just want to make sure that trade was it did good. That's fine. Like I said, this will get me back in if there's a decision made here.
Order filled.
All right. I want to be careful here. We're at our brackets. Careful. Let me say that correctly. I gotta get that order off of my chart. So I can mitigate risk by coming here and guarding above that point of control, that version point of control right there.
Order filled.
Probably should have broke that even, being that this is a bearish candle. When we're up here and started seeing volume build. $3,000. Okay. On a trend line. Let's get a trend line break. How many times did it touch that trend line? It's the third touch. Maybe it'll break it.
You You probably know Vistaprint for business cards, but did you know we print everything you need to brand your business? We print banners and signs that help you stand out, and must-have merch like tote bags, t-shirts, and hoodies. Right now, new
Let's
customers
see,
can get
that's
20% off with
possible
code
support.
NEW20, because if you need it, we print it at Vistaprint.com.
What would that do there? Come in here. Okay, that's this area here. It does have the possibility of support there. That's a bullish signal. That's bullish. Potential bullish. Okay. Ichimoku saying bullish. Support and resistance saying bullish. Above the POC here, that's bullish. Coming all the way around, all this is bullish, even though we're on the bearish side. So this is a counter trend trade. Looking at resistance at the top of the previous cloud. All right here.
Stop filled.
I'm gonna tighten this up.
Stop filled.
Okay. When I said top of the previous cloud, I was referring to here on this chart, not this one, on the smaller time frame. It may break on through here. We got room to break on through. I have confidence that my system here will get me back in if it's appropriate.
Order filled.
There's the signal. Oh, I'm sorry that am I not sharing here? Yeah, I can hear you. I'm sorry. I'm sharing on, well, now really three different systems. Sorry about that. I thought I was sharing there. Good morning, Walshy. Can you see my chart, buddy? All right. So we still got a little room here on the, not much. We're kind of extended now. We're at 2.53. For those that are kind of new to what we're doing here, we usually look at this to go to 3. So we need to be tightening up those stop losses here. And we're by our brackets. And a virgin point of control. Brackets right there. Virgin point of control right here. One of our major levels. All that's the high of day. That's all telling me that this is a resistance area. Multiple confirmations that this is resistance. I'll give it a little room, but I'm going to be tightening up on it here. Again, that's coming up to that Kumo. It may bust through this time. We done hit the top of that Kumo where the thin, I'm looking at my Ichimoku here, where the thin part of the Kumo is. That's the easiest part for it to pass through. Let's go through and look at what kind of volume we have here. On the bigger chart, yeah, that could pass through. We may push higher this time, coming on up to the 68.54, which means I'm going to tighten this up a little bit. We're going to move that up, get that on up there. I'd rather take off from this side of the trade than the other side of the trade. Keep my strength. We've got plenty of move. This is a good trade. No matter what, it's a good trade. If it closes here, it's good. It's fine. Of course, we want to keep going. We're going to tighten this up a little bit because this is just an automated ATM. It doesn't know any of our levels. It's not sensitive to our levels, so it doesn't know. That's my job.
Stub filled.
Okay, I'm going to pull this on in, tighten that up a little bit, save a tick or two.
Stub filled.
Okay, I was expecting that to be, it went a little further than I expected. Remember what we talked about with the lower B4 indicator? See right there? See we're at 3? And remember, earlier I also said I wanted to see a squeeze. So usually we'll get a squeeze at the extremes. There's the squeeze at the extreme. So we're expecting a possible reversal there. So the odds of this being a continuation are slightly less than the odds of it being a reversal. So there is a slight edge there. Does it always work? No, but is that more times out
Order
of
filled.
none? Okay, I don't. So here we go. I don't like the. I need to break even. I don't particularly like the long. So like I was saying, I manage risk after the fact. I mean, there is, I'm not just going blind into this. I do notice significant edge in its entries. So my edge is already automated. I have an automated edge. It's my responsibility to take that automated edge since it already exists and it makes a lot quicker decisions than I do. It's up to me to evaluate the situation and manage my risk from the backside. That's how I'm running this.
Stub filled. Stub filled.
For those that's following along and have been tracking the progress of my show, I made significant progress on it yesterday and last night, and I'm just doing a couple. I went through all the quality tests on it. It's very, very, very close. Finally had a happy, rewarding evening yesterday, just sitting back and admiring your work. All right. Notice how that got. We're up here at the top. We're at the squeeze. We're high on the hog, as I like to call it. Notice the volume loading here at the top of the candle that pushed it down. Now there's a little volume coming in here. They're trying to make a decision again. I want that volume to be up at the top of the candle here. Or if it's going to load here, break this trend line. Now, if it does get me back in, I'm going to be cautious. What should I be looking for? I should be looking at this squeeze zone right here. If it gets me back in, I want to be careful with it. If it gets me back in long, that is, I want to be careful with it because it could be short-lived to right here. See those two parallel? I mean, we're right there. And I did not get to move it. We're right there at resistance. That unfinished auction fired right there at resistance. It may produce some trap traders. Or it may be a major player that can actually handle the heat. Let's see what he's doing. Either way, some big boy decided either to do a sell there, and the buyers bought it and overpowered it, or is a big boy throwing a bunch of orders in there, a bunch of buys. Either way, you know, for every sell there's a buy, and for every buy there's a sell. They're pushing it. Now, I wouldn't expect it to be at this extreme, but it is pushing at the extremes. So we're going to guard it with that understanding that it is pushing at the extremes. And I'm guarding under that bigger buyer right there. Now they're starting to slow down a little bit. I'll move that in. All right, point of control coming down.
Stub filled.
We're on a cycle here. This should be our peak. Let's see how that works out with the squeeze here, if that does. In fact, looking at left on our 30-minute chart, that's been basically limits here to the highs. And it's already had 3 taps, though. Let's see what it's going to do. That has been 3 taps. It may break through now. I would expect it to sell off first. If it's going to break through, I would expect it to do a sell-off here, let it digest some of those gains. It'd be healthier for the move if it did do that to push through and make it to here. Our bracket is up here, has moved to here. So our bracket's basically bracket in price for the time of the timing in the market. And we're saying we have room up to here. So that being the case, that being here, we've already hit those. We've already tapped it 3 times, and usually a third time is a decision there on that. I'm just thinking it's healthier for it to digest a little bit here since we're so high extended. And I may be wrong.
Order filled.
But I'm going to treat it like that on this trade. I like where I'm at here. I'm going to come on in here, guard it aggressively, expecting it to be at its highest point here. I want to get this in on it. All right. Again, we are extreme and pushing hard. They are really aggressive this morning. 7 times out of 10, it doesn't push extreme like this. But when it does, and the order flow, the system gets you in with it, you take what it gives you. Just manage your risk. It does a lot of things that I wouldn't think to do on my own. And I actually like that. I use that to my advantage. Because it responds to the actual orders hitting the tape. What is the market saying? What are the orders saying? What's order flow saying? Order flow actually is responsible for drawing every indicator on this chart. Without actual order flow, nothing on this chart would exist. So why not use it to my advantage? Instead of a lagging indicator, have it print for me. That's the advantage of order flow.
Stop filled.
All right. The expectation here with the KISS dots is for eventually for us to have a pullback and come back and touch the Tinkinson. The Tinkinson and Keejenson are scheduled to go flat. These are my show you dots. They are a prediction of what the Keejenson and Tinkinson, SSA and SSB, the hot A lines, half price lines, what they're going to do. And it's a strategy in Ichimoku using time. And it's time right now for a pullback. The price is extended from the Tinkinson and Keejenson to the upside. Like I said, this is an extremely bullish move. Order flow was able to help us get involved in it. I'll risk this to like 35. This number here to about $3,500. I'll on the short opportunity right now. Had a chance to make it around
Order
65.
filled.
Giving it a little bit of room. Let it dance. Now we made some room on the dance floor. We're going to pay for it. Yeah, we'll pay for it now. Still hadn't broke through these guys yet. I just want to make sure I'm locked in. Now we got a little room, wiggle room. Like I say, no parking on the dance floor. I know that's very technical trading terms, but I'm a little old Louisiana boy, so you got to deal with me a little bit.
Stop
And
filled.
that's where I wanted to lock it in. We're below the POC here. Still bearish territory. Below the POC. As long as we stay below that POC. On the higher time frame here. Expectations to come on down. Maybe find support right here where the higher volume nodes are. Which would be, probably coming down to your, where's your Tinkinson at? Well, your Tinkinson's way all the way down here. So notice the volume building up at this candle. This is another little trick that I use. It's a scalp. Usually when volume builds up, look at the volume of that candle. See right here, it is 74, 75. And it's been pausing on this 210. This is a small little bar. And when it pauses on that little 210 that long, there's usually a significant move. You can, a lot of times, and I'm not going to do it now because I'm in a good position, but usually you can lock a trade. Tell you what, no, I'm not going to do it. I could take and do a sell chart.
Order submitted.
Put an order. I'm going to go ahead and do it. Do a buy chart.
Order submitted.
And so right here we have basically an order cancels order. Well, I'm going to have to manually cancel the other order, but We're locking in movement, expected movement on one side of this
Order
move or
filled.
the other. So I'm going to cancel that.
Order
And what
canceled.
it usually does, it usually gives you enough room. And I was looking for my break even. That you got time to take that scalp. Now, if I wasn't talking about this and actually executing, I would have already locked that in. Sorry about that. Now, the expectation is to be able to get that move and lock it in. And I did not do it. Break even didn't pop up for me. And sometimes it doesn't. Oh, that's because it was a resting order. That's why. That's right. I got to remember that. With a resting order, you break even. It's not automated. That's why I didn't do it. I got to remember that. I'll give it to here. Where does that take me? 5,000. I'm good.
Stop filled.
$49.95. I'm gonna stop right there.
Order filled.
Well, okay. What we said we was gonna risk to about 3,500. I'll risk it to 3,500. But I definitely got to quit there. So about 35 would probably be about right there. I don't want to lock in. See, that one gave me the break even opportunity because that was an automated entry. So that's the difference. The resting orders, the buy and sell chart doesn't, and I got to remember that. That cost me that last move. I should have been ready to move my stop loss. That's okay. We made up. Boom.
Stop
Okay,
filled.
I'm happy right there. I'm going to go ahead and stop there for the day. Pause that. Looking at the chart, as long as we stay above here, we can look for some bulls. I would expect the conservative reentry is after the last kiss dot here. That last kiss dot is our high of day. So the conservative reentry is to wait and see what order flow does here. Guys who are trading here with us that have our system, let order flow decide right here. Don't decide on your own. Let that order flow decide here. So you get a higher probability trade if you're going to take that trade setup, whether it's going to reverse or whether it's going to break through. Looking at the lower B4 indicator right here, we still got plenty of room. We're at a little bit over the zero line, got plenty of room to the upside, to the 3. So when we get towards that, if it's towards this 3, by the time we get up there, be careful. It looks like we got room though. Showing a possibility of an upside move potential. The SSA as an upside room potential, meaning we can get out of the actual tail of the fish and get into the body of the fish. Here's the tail. This is the start of the body. Especially if we start making some gains there, that's where you get fed. Not the head of the fish, not the tail of the fish, but you eat the body of the fish. That's where your nutrients come from. Let's see where we are, if we got room. It looks like we're going to have some room. Let your order flow make a decision here. I'm not going to trade it anymore. I'm happy where I'm at. I feel like we've got the first part of the morning volatility. Now, most people tell you to wait for the pullback. Wait for the pullback. But they don't tell you where the pullback's going to happen at. That's because they have no idea. There you go, the order flow would have got us in there. Still got room here, plenty of room here. Order flow would have entered us right up in here somewhere. That's the conservative reentry. What they don't understand is, I was talking about the pullback. These KISS dots help us understand where the pullbacks are going to be at. Order flow, like I said, let order flow do its thing here because we do have plenty of room. And that would have worked out very nicely there. Kind of wish I wouldn't have stopped trading, but that's okay. I'm in a good spot for today. We've lost that initial thrust on that volatility in the morning. This is the second wave here. It may be significant, but I'm okay. I'm good where I'm at. It could also fizzle out here. I don't see a lot of strength in the lower B4. Notice how the bands are sort of contracting a little bit. They were wider here. Here's the volatility here. We don't have the momentum anymore with the lower B4 indicator. Basically, you can understand that as institutional driven, retail driven. The retails get the rug pulled out from under them. That's just a simple way of looking at that histogram there. Big boy started pushing, got really aggressive. They let off the gas. Retailers carrying the ball, waiting to get whacked. There they go. They just handed them their backsides. Boom. Thank you very much. That was very nice of you. We appreciate your participation in the market today. So now we're at a potential support area. They've already laughed at all the retailers, took profit. Now they're trying to decide whether they want to hit them again or not. And they're making those decisions at our levels. Imagine that. I guess it's just coincidence. We're at the zero line here with the lower B4 indicator. This is where another thing that I look for, guys. This could be the continuation of this move. When we balance out here at the B4. If we get back over this major line here, especially if the order flow hits it, it's time to pump the gas again. But this is a critical area. I'm going to take a screenshot of it because I'm trying to get some development stuff done here. Barb was curious about it. I want to show him the significance of it. So I told him I was going to take some screenshots of what I'm talking about. Me and Barb have a beautiful relationship. I appreciate him very much. fact, let me put a line there so I can show them what I'm talking about. Take that screenshot again. Sorry that I'm doing this live, but hey, it's all good. All right, guys, that's going to be it for me today. Everybody, y'all have a great day.